everybody. Marie here with Sunshine's Original. In one of my previous videos, I told y'all that I might do a video on making my my work journal, and I just realized I could have shown y'all the journal that I made for last semester. So I will put that in this video at some point when I pause or stop. I will go get the journal so I can show y'all the one that I made for last semester. And for those of y'all that haven't seen the video where I mentioned my work journal folder, the reason I'm making a new one is because this semester I have 5 classes, and last semester I only had 3. So things change, and if I were to make another one, would have made another one anyway, even if I had 3 classes, there are some things that I would do differently now. Y'all know how that works. So anyway, I've decided to do one folder that's going to have my calendar where I can keep all of my notes, what curriculum I'm on, what I need to be doing, and then I'm going to make my own accordion file folder attached to the back of it. Okay, let me rephrase that. I'm going to attempt to make my own accordion file folder attached to the back of that calendar folder. What y'all are about to see me do, I've never done this before. I've done similar things, but I have never made a journal or folio or folder exactly like this. I've never attempted an accordion file folder attached to, well, anyway. Alright, well, here we go. I do want to say that this is utilitarian. I'm going to be carrying this with me every day and using it constantly. It is not going to be chunky. It will get chunky with my work, and that will absolutely be enough. But I do want it to be pretty. I do want it to be something that I enjoy looking at and that I enjoy interacting with and having with me every single day. So I am going to decorate it a little bit, but I'm not putting a bunch of stuff in it, stuff that's not needed. So anyway, y'all will see. I printed off some of my papers that are on sale in my Etsy shop from my pink papers journal kit. I just love that one. Like I said, these are available in my Etsy shop. I didn't print off everything. I only printed off a few that I wanted to use for this project. So, let's get started. Got some scrap paper here to hold whatever it is that I want to hold. I'm thinking right now gesso. And y'all can see I've got a bunch of file folders here that I plan on using. Alright, so first I want to gesso around the sides of the front and back and insides of the calendar folder. And I do think that I will save that tab. Normally when I'm doing file folders, I will cut it right here. But I think I want this tab to put papers over and label what everything is, because I only have 2 of the same classes. Alright. I'm going to gesso around the edges, and I think I'm going to go ahead and gesso around the edges of my other files too. I just want everything to look cohesive. I hate when brushes shed. These are not high quality. I do have some high quality, but I don't like using them for such rough projects. I'm really going at it with the gesso on the file. So, just thought a cheap brush would be fine, but I might have made a mistake because it is breaking off and shedding a little bit. But that's alright. I can always, if there are any fibers in there, I can always pick them off later. Alright, I'm going to speed through this or cut this and come back to y'all when I'm done gessoing the file folders. Alright, I'm back and I have gotten all of the folders gessoed around the edges. Oop, caught on my camera arm. Front and back. I did all around the edges, and as y'all can see, I also put Tyvek on all the seams. And now I am going to distress those areas, and probably a little bit further down just looking, because I plan to tear these and I want everything to be covered. Actually, I think, yeah, just a little more inward with the distressed ink, but not much. And I am going to do that everywhere that I gessoed. And it's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. I don't want it to be. I want it to look a little shabby. And I know y'all do not want to see all of this, so I will go off camera and I'll be back when I'm done. Hi everybody, I am back. I have gotten all of my folders I got them gessoed, I got them distressed, just around the edges. But first, I want to show y'all the folder that I created last semester. I mentioned it earlier in my video, and I was getting my stuff ready for going back to work this coming Monday, and I found it, and I wanted to share it with y'all and explain why I'm doing it differently. So I did it with some peach papers. You can see that's torn. I wasn't happy, and I ripped it and I collaged it. Not that I wasn't happy with the papers, I wasn't happy with the way that I had it decorated. And, okay, so I'm going to keep mine much more simple this semester, because this stuff came off, a lot of it did. It pulls out, this pokes into me, this applique with the beads, beautiful as it is, it pokes into me. I will add a little bit of lace. That didn't bother me at all. And these butterflies laying flat didn't bother me. And the washi tape and the collaging with the music papers, none of that bothered me. I strengthened the back with this beautiful black lace. Here is one of the My Porch Prints peach papers. So pretty. So pretty. But anyway, I did a folio flip out. I've got a bunch of laces y'all can see at the bottom, and they're gorgeous. They are gorgeous, but this is stuff that I have to carry every single day, and I have to carry it from class to class to class to class, home, back in my car, and some of it just was not practical. Now, I would still use this semester if I only had 3 classes, but I don't. I have 5, and it wouldn't work for that. But y'all, look at these papers. These are absolutely beautiful peach papers. I've got them ripped and sewn in. I did some distressing. Y'all can see I got some water or something on that one, but it, you know, I think it makes it look more beautiful. I didn't do it on purpose, but there it is. Alright, let me get my glasses on. So here I have one of my classes, this is one of my classes, sewn in, and I did some collaging, some laces, did an ATC card, and it's so pretty. Can y'all see that ATC card there with the bird, and it says, "Make me a promise." And I made a little pocket here. I've got some little scratch and sniff doggy stickers. Look up, see how it smells. It does. It smells really good. Because I love the smell of peach, and those stickers were just too cute. And I'm a big kid sometimes with that kind of stuff. But in here, I custom made my calendar and would put in there for the day what we were doing. Okay. So over here we have an envelope done with Peach Roses paper. I honestly do not remember who I got that paper from, what shop. And I've got bookmarks in here that I made that I never, ever, ever, ever use. I just put some stickers on them that I like. I realize this isn't most people's thing, but I'd open up my folder and the smell was amazing, and I think they're cute. But for most people, no. How cute is that? So I made a pocket here, and I thought, well, I can put all of my, and I will need somewhere to put attendance records in my new one. I don't know yet exactly how I'm going to do that, but I definitely do not need those bookmarks and stuff. Okay. And then over here, I've got another class with more collaging, and another ATC with the black crow and rhinestones. It says, "Will you promise never to leave me?" And I love that collaging with the music sheets and the yarn paper. Yeah, I keep snipping them. So here is my other class with my notes. And here I made a journal-like area for me just to keep my own notes. This was new technology that we had to use due to COVID, and had all my notes here. That might not be a bad idea to have notes, an area for notes somewhere in my new one. Okay, and here is another class. And my final ATC for all of this. Promise me one thing. Full of rhinestones and sequins and more puppies. Y'all, I'm just a kid at heart. If y'all can't tell, absolutely am. Some flowers that really stick up, take up some bulk, and they're beautiful. They absolutely are, but I can't use them in my work notebook anymore. I just simply can't. It just takes up too much room. Over here, I've made an envelope with the little doggy stickers. And y'all look, nothing in the envelope. I did not need it. More bookmarks I did not need. But over here, I did keep my attendance records. So I am going to, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't. But I think that I will, instead of having envelopes, I will incorporate them into each class before or after my agenda. Okay. So this is going to be, did I show y'all that I reinforced my middles with Tyvek to make it stronger? Okay, so this is going to be my, the part that's going to hold my calendar. You know what? I'm going to have a place, I just thought of something, I'm going to have a folder for every single class that I'm going to attach to the back of this, and my attendance can just go in there. I'm thinking that's what I will do. I'm thinking. Okay. So I printed out some of my papers that I might want to use with this, and I went ahead and cut out my butterflies and my my labels. I just made these papers the other day. It's you can find it on my Etsy shop. And it has the butterflies. I only cut out 3 of the butterflies. There's actually 9. And I made these labels actually smaller than what they really are. You can shrink them as you're printing. You know, when you're printing them, you can make them whatever size you want. You can make them really big, or you can make them tiny. I wanted them to be smaller, so I shrunk it. But here's one of my blue papers. Y'all can find these in my Etsy shop. Here's another. And there's a lot more I did not print out because I didn't want anything. I wanted to kind of keep it plain and simple. And I don't yet know what I'm going to use. But I thought that I would kind of do some collaging with my blue and my pink papers. My pink papers are also in my Etsy shop. See, this is what the labels look like when they're bigger. I don't think I'm going to use these for this project, the big ones. I've got, how cute is that? And so, you know, I don't know, I know that I will not use all of these on this project, but they will be used. I printed out extras because I'm also going to put them on the accordion, the sides of the accordion. I don't know how many it will take. If I don't use them all, I'll use it for something else down the line. Alright, so here we go. Let's decorate. I am thinking a blue background initially. I am looking, y'all, to see which one. Oh, I think I really like this one. I like them all, but this, let's see here. Yep, that's it. Okay. So, where is my ruler? I've got an emery board right there if I cannot find my ruler. My grandchildren were here the other day. They spent a few days with me, and one of my grandchildren said, "Bebe, have you got a ruler?" And I handed it to him, and now I don't see it. Okay. So there we go. No ruler. So has everyone's kids started back to school after this winter break? I thought that my son started back today, and on the way upstairs last night to go to bed, he said, "I checked, and I don't have school tomorrow." And I'm like, what? That's crazy. It doesn't seem right. He is probably trying to get out of going to school. So I said, all right, well, let me look at the calendar real quick. So I did, and he was right. Today is a staff development day, and he does not go back till tomorrow. I'm sure he celebrated a little bit with that. And I don't know what it is. You know, I guess it's just being a kid thing. I don't know, because he is a social butterfly. He does not like to do his work, for sure. So I'd imagine that's the problem. But I know he loves to go and see his friends. And I think that that's good for him. He is the one that I was telling y'all about earlier today that has, you know, that I adopted when he was 3 years old. So he has some major learning disabilities, though he does learn. And he can be quite clever, funny, witty. He really can. This paper. Or not just paper. I'm just trying to only tear off a tiny bit so it keeps ripping where I don't want it to. Anyway, in 4th grade, they wanted to put him into a regular class to see how he would do in the hopes of getting a regular diploma. And honestly, I wasn't totally for it, but thought of him having a regular diploma versus just an attendance diploma, knowing that would open up so many more opportunities, because we didn't know when his learning would kind of stop. you know, all I knew is that there were times of progression and regression, but he always progressed. Yeah, so I had high hopes. So they put him in a regular 4th grade classroom, and the teacher did not follow his IEP. It was so bad. It was so bad. And I had to call an emergency IEP meeting to put a stop to everything and get him back in classes that he could manage. Y'all, he will be 16 soon, and I still think that he is just damaged from that experience. I really do. You know, I was told back a long time ago when he took his IQ tests, and we found out exactly what we were looking at, that he would likely just kind of get to a 3rd grade level and just kind of stay there. And so it may have nothing to do with that 4th grade experience. It may just be that he just kind of leveled out, topped out. But he has really not progressed or learned much since then. He learns, he does. And let me just tell y'all, stuff that he really cares about, Little Orphan Annie, the Muppets, music, all of that, he can learn better than anybody I know. But when it comes to school, him learning stuff that he's not interested in, it just doesn't happen. And, you know, all the studying I've done, plus I teach psychology, I know that that's very normal for children with spina bifida, but it's so frustrating. So I think the main thing that we're concentrating on right now with him is him learning to count money and him learning the value of money. You know, granted, like I've said in previous videos, he'll stay with me and my husband, and then my daughter when we can no longer care for him. But it just has always worried me that somewhere along the way that someone is going to take advantage of him. He's not even going to, you know, oh, you want a Coca-Cola and a candy bar? Well, that'll be $1,012. Well, here you go, you know. It scares me. So that's what we've been working on for years and years and years now, and still not there, and he doesn't care, so I don't know if we ever will, but that's where we are. Alright, y'all. Enough jabbering about that. I tore the page and distressed the outsides, and now I'm about to glue it on here. Okay. Where is my... Here we go. I'm trying to think, do I go ahead and sew this on before I do my collaging, or do I do my collaging? Excuse me, got the hiccups. Do I do my collaging first and then sew it on? And I'm not sure. How do y'all do it when y'all are doing stuff like this? Do you do the collaging, then the sewing, or the sewing, then the collaging? I've done it both ways. I guess if I'm going to be doing a lot of collaging, of course I cannot sew each and every piece if I'm going to be doing a lot, but if I'm only doing like 1 or 2 kind of big things, I definitely can. And I think that's kind of what I'm going to stick to, so I think I'm going to glue this down, do a little piece of collaging, maybe 1 or 2 other pieces, and then sew. Alright, my paper towels do not want to come to me. do not care if I have smears of the distressing ink. I personally like the look that it gives. But if I'm ever doing a project for you and you don't like that, specify it. And I will definitely do it different. But to me that just, I know that you've heard of, oh, it gives it character. That's not always a good thing, but I think in this situation it is good. I like it. I like the aged look. Not on everything, of course. There are some things that I don't want to have the aged look, but on something like this, I do. And for those of y'all that do not have distressing ink, but you still want to distress, I have heard that shoe polish works great. I've never used it, but I've heard that it does. One thing that I have used and still used for some things, just depending on what it is here we go, a charcoal pencil. These things, you shade in air, you put it on areas, rub, it smokes out beautifully. The thing is that this can get on your clothes, on your hands, or whatever. So what I do is when you're done shading whatever it is that you're going to do, or distressing whatever it is that you're going to do, and I will do the same with this because the distress ink is water soluble, and sometimes I do it and sometimes I don't, but I think that I will do it with this because I have it all around the edges. But I spray it with this. It's clear acrylic sealer, and I got the matte. You can get the shiny if you want it. I take it outside, lay it on my deck, and just give it a light spray. That seals everything, and then your distressing is not going anywhere. Okay. So for that little bit of collaging, what do I want? What do I want? Okay, let me tear this side. I think I'm going to put a music sheet down too. I love the look of old music sheets, of old books. So when I'm collaging, I definitely use it a lot. School starts back for me next Monday, and I just got a text today that our faculty president for the faculty senate sent the president of the college an email stating that due to the current tremendous COVID spike here in this area, and y'all, right now it is 33%, that's crazy, that he believes that all faculty should be able to make a determination for themselves if, at least for now, if we want to teach half and half like we did last semester. That's half comes to class one day and the half and when we do online for the other half, and the other half comes the next day and we do online for the other half, or if we want to do it virtually synchronous. Hi everyone, I am back, and I have the paper sewn on, as you can see right here. And so now it is time to decorate the front, embellish the front. Oh, I do want to add before we go any further, I am going to attach everything with jump rings, and I wanted them to be attractive, so I did wine ribbon around them. I went ahead and did that. I know you probably would not appreciate having to watch me wine jump rings, or I would just have to turn the camera off again. Also, I have gone ahead and punched holes where I want the placement of the jump rings and the papers to be. Alright, so let's get started with the decorating of the front. If I can find my fabric tack. Y'all, my desk is tragic at the moment, and I see I need to add more Fairly Art glue to my little container, so let me do that real quick. My desk, though, I have just, there's so many products that I use in one, excuse me. I'm trying to loosen up the top. So many products that I use in one sitting, and then I'll get busy with something else or realize I have to go downstairs, deal with something, whatever, or even think there's no need of me putting it all up. I'm not done and I'm going to need it. And before you know it, I can hardly see the top and I don't know where anything is. And I keep all of my, not all of my glues, but I do keep a lot of my glues up here. And I see my brand new Fabri-Tac, so that's good. There it is. I wonder where my old Fabri-Tac is. It was getting kind of gloppy and there towards the end anyway, so no big deal. Get my ye old faithful Scotch glue stick and get my open up my Fabri-Tac. Alright, so before I turn on the camera, I wanted to decide how I was going to decorate it so that I would not be wasting a ton of time and y'all wouldn't have to fast forward. I wouldn't have to stop the camera. So I have this these cream vintage looking roses, and I absolutely love them. And I know I said I didn't want anything bulky on the front, but I've changed my mind because look, I've got to have that. I do. And they do press down really well, and so you know what, it'll be fine, it'll be gorgeous. I'm doing it. I am doing it. Please don't tell me I have to cut that. I do have to cut it. Okay. I'm a little stressed right now, y'all, with everything. Yesterday was when the breach of Capitol Hill happened. I know that when y'all see this video, a little while will have passed since then, but for right now, for me making the video, yesterday was the breach of the when the breach of the Capitol building happened, and it's just disturbing. It's just all so disturbing. I tend not to get involved in politics, and I'm not involved right now. I'm not. I read the Bible. I follow the ways of the Messiah to the best of my ability for what is available. Well, I'm going to have to get something to cover that up because I cut too much off with my tip, so I'm going to have to find something that will fit down that so that it won't dry. But it hurt. It hurts me to see the state that our country is in. In so many ways. I hate it, I do. And I pray. I just think that's the best thing that we all can do is pray. And no matter who is in office, pray for them. The Bible instructs that. Pray. So that's what I've been doing. And I put on the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, and it really does help. When you do not, am I in the camera? Nope. When you do not feel like praising, when you are lacking joy, is exactly when you should praise. And I promise that heaviness is just going to lift. And you're best not to pick it up again. But I did. I allowed myself, due to some things that were said, to pick it up again. And I really need to put it back down. Because, you know, nothing that I personally can do about what's going on in this world other than look in the mirror and make the best decisions possible off of what I have. You know what? I wanted this to go here. See y'all, I get to talking, upset myself. I need to stop. There we go. Okay. And I don't watch the news. I haven't done that in a long time. Of course, I saw what happened yesterday. The whole world saw what happened yesterday. But I do not purposely, consciously watch the news. I tend to skip over that kind of thing for numerous reasons. I do teach psychology on a college level. I am not oblivious to all the lies that we have been fed and to the fact that there's not really a whole lot of legit journalism going on out there. So, I'd rather not hear it. Truth, lies, whatever. It's not good for my soul. Not good for my psyche. No, thank you. Okay. Let's see. Right about there. Y'all, I am eyeing so much of this. This is my journal, and I personally don't care if things are not exactly perfect, but if I were doing it for someone else, I would absolutely take the time to measure and let's see, do I want, we will, just seeing how I want these butterflies. I think I like that one kind of like that. Yes. This is the same pattern as that, so let's see. What in the world was that noise? I do have the heat kind of high. I got cold. I absolutely love that. Let me put this butterfly down. And I meant to use the glue stick on top of this. I plain out forgot it. But I'm going to be honest, I have never found any glue like the glue that I'm using, Barely Art glue. So I'm really not concerned about it coming off. I'm just so, especially when it comes to gluing things down and selling them, I am so fearful that something is just going to fall off. And don't get me wrong, like I've said before, in time, everything malfunctions. Nothing lasts forever. But I want it to last a while. I want it to be reliable. So I had to find a glue that I believe is very reliable, and I think that I have. There we go. I like it like that. Okay. Alright, so this is the front of my, where's my needle? See y'all, I need to clean up my desk so bad. Oh, where is my needle for my glue? I've got a string of hot glue where I was gluing the jump rings. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and insert the papers now. You know what, I need to find something really quick to put in my bottle of Fabri-Tac, don't I? What could it be? What could it be? I am going to turn this off, and I will be right back. I didn't need to turn it off. I actually got the top to fit really quick. Alright. Jump ring putting time. Oh, there's the top, the needle to my glue. One. And two. I did not think about the ribbon making these jump rings wider, but they fit. So that's good. Alright, now to put my papers on. Yes, I've already got writing on a lot of these. I have been working my booty off on curriculum, y'all. And I feel like I don't have near enough done. So I'd imagine that I will work on more of that tomorrow. I mean, I'm ready for the first and probably the second week for sure. But I would like to have more than that done. Yeah, definitely didn't make the holes wide enough with the jump ring. No, that went pretty well. You know what, though? I'm going to turn this off, and I think I'm going to make the holes a little bit wider. Okay, so I did the jump rings, and I didn't like the way that they look. The way that they looked, I didn't like the way that they laid. And so I had to rack my brain, and I had to think, you know, what could I do, what could I do, what could I do so that my pages would turn freely and not be difficult to get to the next one. You know, something round and movable, something that I could also undo and put more of something in if I needed to. And I thought, you know, what could be more beautiful than fibers? I did not measure these, did not count these. If I feel like they need to be trimmed at some other point, I will absolutely do that. But I think that they're so pretty. I'm glad that the jump rings did not work. I love this. Okay, so I am going to attach my other files on the back that I will label with each one of my classes. While off camera, I did go ahead and I creased each one of my attachers. That's what I'm going to call them, attachers. And I am going to staple them on. Hopefully that will work. Like I said, I've never done this. We will see. The reason I am stapling, and the reason why I'm actually stapling on top of the pretty paper, is because my classes vary. If I need to redo this, remove, add something next semester, I need to be able to remove those staples easily. So, that is why. So let's try to add the first one. I am going to leave these tabs on. I'm going to put my own pretty tabs on them later, I think. I might decide not to, I don't know. But for now, I am leaving them on. So let's try to attach these tabs. So I think I will put it, trying to think of where I want to put it first. You know, I was thinking, I actually creased the wrong side. Would it be too much if I turned it? That would make the stapling easier, and it would be, I think it would be prettier. Ha! There we go. Yep. There we go. That worked. Okay. So I'll just do that to each one. And staple them on. And no, I'm not, again, not measuring going to get it close to the edge and give it a couple of staples. I am going to show y'all, just do the first one so that y'all can see what I'm talking about, and then I will go off camera and finish this part. I know this is going to take a little while, and it's not going to be the most fun thing. And y'all, I also know that the staplers showing aren't the most beautiful thing. But who is really going to be looking through the accordions? There's not many people. Although I did put pretty paper. You know, I want to think it's pretty. I want to enjoy it. But like I said, I need easy removal. And that will allow me easy removal. If I hid them, and I did consider hiding them, I did. But if I did, the removal would be horrible and I'd have to redo the paper. So no, I would rather have them showing than have to go through all of that. Just trying to line this up pretty well. And then I'm going to show you what I got. With my first one. So y'all can see my vision. I do need a new stapler. I think that this one is from the 17th, maybe 18th century. Okay, I got the first folder on. And this is what I was thinking. Y'all see? It accordions, opens up right there, so I can put papers. I'm going to put another one between these two, and then so on and so forth with all of my folders. So I have a nice big, but also I did not want this opening too much. For one, I know that a ton of paper is not going to go in there. I clean it out about once a week anyway and switch them around. But I did want it to be able to be open some so that I could add my papers and get to them easily. So I'm going to go off camera now and I'm going to finish this process and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I have finished up and I want to show y'all the final product. I wasn't thinking right. I only did 4 folders in the back because I actually only have 4 different classes. I'm teaching 2 Psychology 201 classes, and because I don't put the students' work in any of the folders, I can only use 1 folder for those classes because whatever I have will be the absolute same. So I did 4. I'm meant to have that there. To be able to attach everything, I sewed this button on and got one back here, holding it all together with a bunch of glue, so hopefully that is really, really secure. I gave it plenty of wiggle room so that it can grow. It's going to grow. Alright, so just to show y'all my pockets, I got 4 pockets here. I have not put tabs on yet, and I likely will do that. Here are my accordions finished. I actually really like them. Staples or not, I think that they're pretty. And I'm very happy with how this turned out. I really, really am. Very pleased. And finally, off camera, I did do a little decoration on the back. I tore this print, distressed the edges. I added some washi tape around here. There's some up underneath this ribbon, some here and here to hide the staples. And I just call that ribbon. It's not ribbon, it's lace. And then added a piece of lace across the back just to finish it off. There's no staples there. I just thought it was pretty. I liked it. I wanted it there. So I hope that y'all have enjoyed this. If anyone would like for me to make them some kind of journal or folder, and you have specifications or just whatever, message me and we'll talk about it. I'll be happy to do that for y'all. If y'all like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget, there we go, thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I have a channel, Sunshine's Original, on both Facebook and Instagram, and I really appreciate you following those as well. Y'all know how important that kind of stuff is to small businesses, and I'd really, really appreciate your support. So y'all take care of yourselves in this crazy world. Until next time.